Hello everybody, welcome to my review on Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. I just saw it last night. My memory might be a little bit, how should we say it, foggy right now, but anyway, I'm gonna try my best. Now, I'm gonna say this as a Potter fan. I mean, I grew up with Harry Potter, I grew up in the 90s, I grew up with the early millennium, saw all the movies, read all the books, played all the games, and when I first saw Fantastic Beasts, I never done a review on the two previous, but the first one was okay. Like, it was when I first heard they were going to make a movie about the book inside the book, I was like, really? You cannot make something else? But anyway, they've done what they've done. But the first movie was honestly not the best I've seen. Like, it's something like, a lot of people seems to think that's the best one, but I don't think so. I think the Crimes of Grindelwald is the best one, but the public don't seem to think so. Anyway, but if I would give a rating for the previous two movies, like the first one, part 1, maybe a 7 out of 10. Then you have Crimes of Grindelwald, I would give an 8 out of 10. This one I have to give like a 4, maybe 3 out of 10. It was that bad. As an average viewer who just don't know anything about the Potter world, probably would like it much more. But someone like me who actually like the Potter world, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna spoil it as well. This movie, it's retconning, and it's just. I know that J.K. is part of the, like a counselor, I think she is for this movie, but there's so much in this movie that just makes no sense in the Potter world. But anyway, and then of course we have the replacement for Johnny Depp as Grindelwald with Mads Mikkelsen. Honestly, it was a little bit too premature, to be honest, by W's. I think it is who makes it. They could at least kept him. Like, I have nothing against Mads because he's a brilliant actor. I loved him in Valhalla, I think it was, and a lot of other movies. But if Mikkelsen was Grindelwald from the beginning, I could buy it. But right now, it feels like no. Bring back Depp, please. But I do love that we got two of my kind of like favorite actors talking to one another, which is Mad and then Jude Law. Basically in the first minutes of the movie, that was actually pretty cool. That's something I actually want to see. Then we have Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, I think it's pronounced. We don't see that much of him in this movie. Yeah, we do, but not really, because Fantastic Beasts is supposed to be about the beast, animals in the Potter world, but this almost like 1 or 2 animals. If I'm remembering right, it was like 2 or 3 new animals. Otherwise, all of the previous animals from the other movies, we kind of like never seen them. Then of course we have Esther Miller. I'm not gonna talk about too much about him, you know why. He's playing Credus Dumbledore. This character is, to be honest, I don't like it. I don't like the character. It's so dumb. It just, I'm gonna explain why maybe more detail, but otherwise I just did not like that character. Then we have Jaco Kowalski, which is played by Dan Folger, I think it's pronounced. And this character I like more. He is basically the humor of the movie. He kind of like, he's a muggler, we are muggler. He reacts like kind of like what we will react. So, yeah, I like Dan more than any other character, or Jacob. I like Jacob more than any other of the characters in this movie. I would say the acting was pretty good. I mean, it's expected when you have such talented actors in the cast, but the writing and the dialogues in this movie here and the plot, it's so ridiculous, stupid. So the movie begins when Newt Scamander go out to, I don't know, like kingdom of Siam or something, Vietnam, and find this, the quote unquote, the purest animal in the wizard world, which is called the shilling, I think it was called, which is basically like a golden elk or very big deer in some sort of way. And it gives birth, and Newt Scamander comes to see it. All of a sudden, right in front of him, Creedus just come in and just slaughtering the animal, and Newt Scamander is then running away with the newborn. But they managed to catch up with it, and then the first mistake. Sorry about the sounds in the background if you can hear it, my washing machine. But where was I? Oh yeah, they catch up with him, and they manage to catch him, and they take the shilling with them. They kidnapped it, and then they just leave. Like the first thing I was thinking is like, yeah, kill the guy. That if I were Chris, I was like, yeah, take the shilling, now kill the guy, now we can leave, because it appears that when Scamander returns to the body of the mother, it apparently had twins. So Creedus takes the shilling to Grindelwald, who kind of like ritually sacrificing the animal because its blood can make you see into the future, which that goes to washing machine, which we have seen Grindelwald use in a previous movie. You know, when he was like smoking and all, doing that wizard smoke and that sort of thing to see the future, or his vision, which basically is the future. So why would he need this blood? It makes no sense. Anyway, but it does make sense later, but it also is one of the most stupidest thing I ever seen. So the plot is basically, it's hard to really say because it makes no sense. Like it goes from one thing to like, oh, we have a plan, but we can't make the plan be because Grindelwald now has the shilling blood. He can see the future, so we can't really make up a plan. We need to improvise. So it goes haywire everywhere. It's like, guys, this is not how you make a movie. This is not how you make a wizard movie. This is one of those movies. Every single Harry Potter movie, I remember every scene, every dialogue almost, like the prequels of the Star Wars and the original Jurassic Park. I remember almost every scene, and Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the Rings, all of that. But this movie, all these three movies, I remember just the first one. I don't remember, even though I saw it for just a couple of weeks ago. The second one I remember more because that you liked Grindelwald. I like Grindelwald as a character. He's much more. If you compare him to Voldemort ruled by fear. Henceforth the name he shall not be named. But Grindelwald is ruling through manipulation and charisma and that sort of thing. And of course he's very cunning and, how should we say, it's smart about this. He's using other people's fear instead of using his fear to rule others. He's using other people's fear not to rule, but make them believe that he can help them with that fear. You know, it's hard to explain everything, but I like Grindelwald from the previous movie because it makes sense. Like he's using the World War II as some sort of not fear, but as some sort of manipulation to make the wizard and the witches to see like this is what muggles do. They are violent. They're going to be our own doom basically. In this movie, all of a sudden Grindelwald is like, yeah, let's kill all the muggles because they are vermin, they are filth. Like, that was not really how it saw it in the previous movie. It was more like, they are... I'm not gonna quote too much of its speech, because, you know, speeches are makeup and that sort of thing. You should to know, sound good. But he was more like, he can tolerate them as long as they understand they are not, how should I say, on the equal level as the wizards. In this movie, he's just like, yeah, let's kill them all, just basically go full on Hitler against the Jews in sort of ways. And then we have, and a lot of people, we have of course Dumbledore as well. He's being gay and as homosexual. When I first heard about it, I was like, really? I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but we never, ever have some sort of hint or, except maybe for in a book, if I remember correctly, the last one, what was it called now again? Anyway, the last Harry Potter movie, which was split up in 2 parts. The last book, basically. I don't remember what it was called in English, but anyway, there was someone who made a book about Dumbledore, like a biography, and something about it gave some hints that Dumbledore had some secrets, the very scandal secrets, but it never really mentioned what it was. I don't have a problem with him being homosexual. Like, we never had any kind of indication that he has been, sexually attracted to either men or women. So, I don't have a problem with it. But it does make it a little bit like, it's the current time, you're changing some characters. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, but they should have some sort of mention it if the case in the Potter books or the movies. And before, I think it was just a couple of days before they premiered this movie, they made a promo video on YouTube for Hogwarts. And they were all the actors were sitting around and be like, yeah, it's so fun to be back in Hogwarts, this magical castle. I mean, we were there, we were all that, they were talking basically PR speech almost. And I was like, okay, but the castle itself, we don't see it that much. It's like 5 minutes in the movie. So why make a freaking promo video period to the premiere? Just a couple of days, a week, I don't remember exactly. It was just for hype, in my opinion. It was just for the hype. Very low for all you actors. I don't like when you do that, and I don't like when movies do this. Well, I can see that also in the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion movie. We can see a lot of people saying, all the characters from the first movie is coming back in that sort of way. Yeah, but don't spoil it too much. Like, Jesus Christ, come on. And all the scenes of Hogwarts in this movie is already out there. Like, if you watch the promo video, all of the Hogwarts scenes in that is basically in the movie, so it makes no sense. Anyway, continuing with the action movie, it was 2.5 hours, I think it was, and I don't know. I feel it was sometimes a little bit long because I was just bored. Sometimes I was just looking at my watch and I'd be like, "Is it over yet? Or are we gonna see Dumbledore versus Grindelwald soon?" But I do like some things about this movie. We do see a little bit more about the wizard world, specifically from Germany. Like, that was pretty cool. We can see the German Ministry of Magic. But a lot of people say, why this is taking place in the what do you call it, pre-World War II era Germany, where are all the Nazi banners and all the Nazis and that sort of. Here's the thing. If you don't know about history, don't speak out, because the Nazis didn't really took power until like the mid 1930s. And I think that the times we are seeing right now is even before the Great Depression. It's like in the happy 20s, as they used to call it. And then of course we have the duel, the magic duels. It's so stupid in this movie. Like there is a scene where there are two people fighting off like 15 people on every angle, from above, in front of them, back, and sides, and all of a sudden when they're done, all of a sudden someone sneak up on them from behind with a wand and don't kill them. They just lower your wand, there you go. So this movie is full of plot armor. That's what I want to say. It's full of absolute plot armor compared to the last movie. Sorry about my crackling voice. I've been sick this past week, and we are about to move out to the new house and everything. But as I said, the acting is good. The action, it's good, but it's stupid good. Like it's just good for a stupid reason. So I think like if you turn off your brain for this movie, then I think you're gonna find it like entertainable. But if you have something a part of mind, you just there's so much plot armor, and there's even some things that are, even though it's magical, it's stupid. So anyway, this movie is centered around an election, some sort of election to be the president of the wizard world, basically. And it's so freaking stupid. So the current president, I think, he basically pardoned Grindelwald of all his crimes just before the election. Like, that's going to be held like in like 2 days. What? What? Are you kidding me? That is some corrupt mother trucker. So he basically pardoned him, and Grindelwald then all of a sudden joins the election as a candidate to be the president. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And his word is basically, let's kill all the muggles. It's basically his what do you call it now? Election promise, basically. He's like, oh, let's kill all the muggles. Let's have a war against them. That's his election promise. Like, then all of a sudden people say, yeah, but you know, Hitler, he made a promise about war. If you don't know history, don't speak up, please. I'm so sick and tired of people saying like, oh, Adolf Hitler, he just wanted war, and I'll say, yeah, in his mind probably, but when you watch a speech about Hitler, obviously, turn on the subtext, and you can basically understand why people voted for him. Not because I'm Dory, National Socialism is fucking stupid ideology and all, and following by a maniac. Anyway, the thing is, Grindelwald in the previous movie, he was smart. He used other people's fear as a tool, not his own like imitation, but being nice, being charismatic, you know, something that Hitler portrayed him to be to the people. Vote for me so I can help you. And in this movie, and if Hitler would be like outspoken, let's start a war, kill everybody who's not a pure Aryan, I don't think people will, even in the Germans at the time, would be like, no. Because if you watch a Hitler speech with subtitles and something, you can understand. You even see a lot of the things he's saying are basically what modern politicians are saying. Speaking about the soul of humanity, opening up, solidarity, prosperity, welfare, all that sort of thing. Not like, oh, kill everybody, you know, with his hand flaming about everywhere. It's not really what he's saying. Like either you learn German or you start to learn history, basically. And that's the thing. Why would people, even in the wizard world, be like? Because that just makes the wizard world, all the witches and witches, be like, these people are fucking stupid. Like having someone saying, playing out, speaking out like, kill all the muggles because they are inferior. Like, and you, as a president candidate, like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know who wrote this. Seriously, who wrote this? And then something even more stupid happens, and that is the election itself. So they all gather around Tibet, I think, somewhere, where they say the magic is originally from, which I don't really know. I don't remember anything in the Wizard World speaking about the origin place for the magic. I don't know, to me it sounds a little bit too far-fetched. Anyway, so there are 3 candidates. All of them stands in this sort of Tibetan temple. And this shilling, as I mentioned before, apparently it's so pure that it can see through people's souls, and it bows only to the righteous one. And whoever it bows to the end of the candidate in the election is going to be like, it's not like it, I don't know how it works. It bows to the president candidate. Does it mean that he is elected? Because, as I said, there's so much stupid plot and stupid writing in this movie. Like, it makes no sense. So it bows to the president candidate, who it seems to be the most righteous to lead, and people vote for that person afterward. But we don't see them actually vote. They just flaming in wand in the air, making the color of whoever they want to be the leader, I think. But he only did that like in the... I need to rewatch it a little bit, but because I don't remember that much. I only remember like it was so stupid, I almost like, please be over. Because if they legit makes an animal choose a world leader, I mean, Grindelwald even pointed out how corrupt and easy manipulated that election would be. So they should just remove that all the time, really. Having an animal choosing the next president, it would be like if the election in US, having a golden retriever like wagging its tail the fastest whoever it seems to be like most fun. So it basically, someone can have some canned Treatos in their pockets and be like, yeah, he liked me the most, I'm the president now. And when Grindelwald actually becomes the president, he legit becomes the president. But just a minute after, people like, oh, the election was a fraud, we should have a real election. No, the previous president proclaimed Grindelwald to be the president. He is the president, so you can't touch him. It would be like directly after a US election, and people are calling it, oh, it was a fraud, let's have a re-election, and Joe Biden would be like, well, I don't want it, but apparently the day after they do anyway. Like, as you hear me, like it sounds so stupid. This entire system is stupid, and there's another big retconning here, and that is the rule of the wand. Basically, throughout the entire Harry Potter movies and books, and entire lore, there's always been like this rule: the wand chooses the wizard, and muggles cannot use magic. Only pure-blooded and half-blood, I think. I don't, because Muggles, they are pure-blooded who can't use magic. I don't remember what they're called. They're called something special. Muggles cannot use magic, and in this movie, Jacob, which I consider to be one of the more better characters, he actually gets a wand, and he uses magic, even though he's a muggler. So the movie breaks one of the most fundamental rules in this world. The wand chooses the wizard, not the wizard chooses the wand, because he got the wand from Dumbledore, and I don't know if this is his trick. It's just so weird. So as I said, in my opinion, they just gave him a wand for the sake of the movie, because a lot of the things in this movie are basically have nothing to do with Newt Scamander or the Fantastic Beast world or the book Fantastic Beast that Newt is writing. It's all about stupid plot. Like, I can't explain. My brain's like trying to fix this movie, but it's like a Rubik's Cube that is like turn on the other side. It's only just white sides. It's just it just can't be fixed. So I don't know why some people like this movie. I have several of my friends who also like Harry Potter. Some of them are more like average viewer. Then you're like, that was stupid. Like, it was a stupid movie. Like, wasn't this supposed to be, about the wizard world? It's animals and beasts. And then I have several in the audience. I had one next to me, and I could see that he was a Potter fan, like a bigger Potter fan than I was. Because every scene that I saw that broke either the rule of the wizard world previously established in the books, he was like putting his hand on his face palming and just sighing like he did that throughout the movie. Sometimes I was like, dude, can you be a little bit quiet, please? I want to see the movie. But I should admit that even I wanted to sometimes walk out. Like, it was just not a good wizard movie. I don't know. As a final verdict, I have to give it a 4 out of 10. It's not a. It's a movie you can see, yes, if there's nothing else coming except for Jurassic World Dominion soon. Otherwise, as a big Power fan, I think you're gonna maybe like it, but also don't like it. Like, it's going to be so difficult. It's going to be so conflicted with this movie. Then we have the ending. They're gonna make another one. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna make another one. So basically, Grindelwald escapes after a fight with Dumbledore, which we all know it's going to happen, because established in previous books and all that sort of thing. And we also know that Dumbledore is going to take the Elder One from Grindelwald and that sort of thing. I just don't know. This is such a stupid movie. I did not feel any kind of intellect here, except for a few scenes. Like, example, in the absolute beginning when Dumbledore and Grindelwald is talking to one another. Then I feel like, oh, that was cool. That was something I wanted to see. But the entire movie is just boring. Plot armor. There's so many situations in this movie where basically the good guys are being stunned. Like, they are being taken on the bed basically by the enemy. And instead of being killed, they stun them. It's so stupid. And then of course we have the Dumbledore with his brother and that sort of thing. that was cool. That I like, but I did not like Critias. Like, I don't like that character. Huh. Even him, he's like, after like talking to Dumbledore once, he's like, okay, I'm a good guy. I'm gonna, tell the world about Grindelwald, what he's doing. After one speech, like with Dumbledore, it's just, why is this movie so dumb? Like, I love the actors here. They are so good at what they're doing, but these dialogues and the writing is so pathetically stupid. The effects, like seeing Hogwarts again, very updated, was pretty cool, but we didn't get that much. The fight scenes are I don't like they are being transported to some sort of other world, like dimension when they're fighting. That was stupid. I'm disappointed as you can hear. God, my voice is starting to crack up more. This was not a good movie as a Potter fan, to be honest. As an average viewer, maybe you can watch it, but otherwise I didn't like it. If JK wrote a lot of this, she has lost it. She's lost her sense about her own world. Now she's just makes things up, even though she established the rules for a long time ago. It would be like Tolkien making Sauron even more powerful, even though it's dead. You see what I mean? It's so stupid. Just like Jurassic World, what was the previous called? The previous Jurassic World, it was so stupid. Like, where are the intellects? Like, seriously, throughout this past, like, 5, 10, or decade, it feels like movies has become so painstakingly stupid over the years. Like, where are the intellects? Like, the Harry Potter movies, they were something like, they were magic behind it. You wanted to learn more, you wanted to go to this school. Now when I'm seeing this movie and seeing how the world is, like, fuck that, I'm not, no, hell no, get that thing away from me. I don't want to be a wizard anymore. That is the feeling I get from this movie. I don't want to be a wizard. This world that they have, they are fucking stupid. Like, Grindelwald gets elected, and he's like, oh, today the war against the Muggle begins, and everybody was like, yeah, kill all the Muggles. And then just 5 minutes later, they were like, okay, Grindelwald is no longer the president. We're now going to have peace with the Muggles, and everybody's like, yeah, peace. Like, what the fuck? Are you all stupid? Please, 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 don't make another one. To me, it just feel like after the Crimes of Grindelwald, they don't know what they want to do with it. They just, let's go haywire. Let's make a promo video about Hogwarts, and so people will be exciting to see this, so we can get more audience, so we can sell more tickets. I don't feel like I want to talk more about this movie. It's something I just feel like I want to forget it. I'm a little bit sick, so can't keep speaking about it anymore. I'm getting a little bit hurt in the throat and that sort of thing. Now, have this movie make me like being a little bit more worried about the Hogwarts legacy? Not really, no. I'm still going to buy it, and I hope it has nothing that these previous 3 movies have had, or 2 movies has had. Anyway, I know this is not a really detailed review because I'm sick. I need to do this rant basically now, today, and upload it, because tomorrow I'm going to move out of my apartment into a temporary small house, and then I'm going to move into the new house. So I need to do this rant basically about this movie. As I said, actors, I love the casting. It's really good, except for like very few. The changing to from Johnny Depp to Mad Mixon, I have nothing against Mads, but I feel like that was just a premature act and stupid, just because that stupid trials with his son, I think it was, and Amber Heard, and I'm gonna say justice for that, because I don't believe that crazy woman, bad actress, with my life, never. Otherwise, the best character throughout all of this movie, is Jaco Kowalski, the Dan Folger's character. And of course Dumbledore. Those two are like the best in this best part of this movie. All of this. Newt Scamander, he's like a side character nowadays. Like the first movie, it was more about him. The next movie was more about Grindelwald. And this movie is more about Dumbledore, I think. I'm trying to remember how much we saw about. We do see a lot of Newt, but not that much about him interacting with animals. Except for very few times. Anyway, I need to stop right now. Hope you have a good autumn and good upcoming summer. And a happy Easter. I hope you had. Anyway, see you later, everybody. Hopefully, I'm gonna make a review on a proper review on Jurassic World Dominion, right? It was called. And I'm gonna walk in the future with a very low expectation for that movie, because it just looks like a typical summer blockbuster action movie. It's not gonna be intellectual like the previous movies. So I'm gonna walk in with that movie with a very low expectation, and I think that I'm gonna go out even more disappointed.